KHOU 11 News at 10 starts now.
When you wake up tomorrow, downtown traffic is going to be a nightmare, and people are already feeling the sting of the closed ramp on I-45. 300 birds found in a suspected cockfighting operation, but most of the men inside flew the coop. It's back to work for federal employees tomorrow, but can they really trust the government to stay open? First, our top story. Family members of the 5-year-old girl left badly injured after a suspected drunk driving crash have told us she has died. Giselle Luviano was injured in a crash that happened last week in East Houston. Matt Doherty has been at the Texas Medical Center following the story all night.
The body of the little girl is still here in the medical center. Her organs will now be used to help save the lives of other kids.
I wouldn't wish this upon anybody.
The mother of the 5-year-old who suffered brain damage after last Sunday's crash was inconsolable when we met with her last week. And now 5-year-old Giselle Luviano has passed. Her organs will now be used to help save the lives of other children. As for the driver of the truck who prosecutors say caused the crash, 35-year-old Israel Lugo is still free on a $5,000 bond. We stopped by Lugo's home this afternoon, but nobody answered the door. The Harris County District Attorney's Office tells us now that little Giselle was pronounced dead yesterday morning, the charges against Lugo have been upgraded. He's now facing 1 count of intoxication assault and 1 count of intoxication manslaughter.
And I was honking because I couldn't open the door, and I said, help me, my family's here. He didn't bother to help me.
We asked the DA's office if Lugo had been rearrested for this latest charge. They tell us all they know is he has not yet missed a court date. According to court records, Lugo is expected to appear in court tomorrow morning. From the Texas Medical Center, I'm Matt Doherty, KHOU 11 News.
Thank you, Matt. Giselle's family has set up a GoFundMe page to help cover funeral expenses. We've got a link on our website, khou.com. Another deadly tragedy, this one in spring. 17-year-old Javon Martin is locked up tonight, accused of accidentally shooting and killing his 15-year-old girlfriend. Family members identified the victim as 15-year-old Michaela Simon, a freshman at Lamar High School. Harris County Sheriff's investigators say Martin and Simon were in a bedroom at a friend's house around 1:30 this morning when he pulled out a rifle and started playing with it. He pointed it at Simon and pulled the trigger. Martin made his first court appearance this afternoon. Harris County Sheriff Ed Gonzalez says something like this should have never happened.
Assume that it's loaded and it's not a toy, it's not a prop, it's not something to take lightly. You know, it's something that could be either could cause serious bodily injury or death many times, as we saw today.
Martin has been charged with criminal negligent homicide. This is the second time in a week a teenager has killed their boyfriend or girlfriend while playing with a gun. Grief counselors will be on hand at Lamar High School tomorrow morning. Another person facing a judge tomorrow is the man accused in the Santa Fe massacre. Demetrius Pagorchis has been in jail since the shooting last May. 10 people died, including 8 students. Lawyers have argued he would not be able to get a fair trial in his home county. More than 300 chickens rescued from a suspected cockfighting operation in northeast Harris County. A tip brought constables to the building on Mooney Road this morning.
It's extremely rare to catch a cockfighting ring like this live. I mean, it's just very rare. Thank God for the citizen that cared enough about these animals and cared enough to report it to us.
There were 50 people there, but only 1 man was arrested during the raid. Now they're trying to get a warrant to search his home for more animals. The birds were seized by Harris County's Animal Cruelty Division and the Houston SPCA. This week we're seeing another plunge. The temperatures in Houston will dip down again. Blake, just when is this going to happen?
Well, it looks like it's going to happen on Monday evening now as that Arctic front pushes on through. But tomorrow beforehand, we're talking about temperatures into the 70s, if you can believe that. That is true Houston style right there. Live look out over the downtown skyline. Nice evening down to 47 degrees. Probably not going to fall a whole lot more heading into the overnight hours. We may see some low 40s out there, but that is about it. Now, again, the Arctic front arrives in tomorrow night. Wintry weather looking less likely now for the Houston area. In fact, I've taken it out of the forecast completely, and we could be looking at a really stormy Saturday heading into next weekend. Clouds and radar, not a whole lot to show you here. Nice and clear out there. Currently 39 degrees in Conroe, 49 in Sugar Land, 52 degrees down there at Hobby Airport. Your temperatures waking up tomorrow morning right around 46 degrees. Some spots could be a few degrees cooler than that. Warming up quickly. We're up to 66 degrees just as we get done with the lunch hour here. Again, most of us should see 70 degrees, but then we're talking about temperatures barely getting into the 40s for daytime highs on Tuesday. We'll have your full forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
All right. Thank you so much, Blake. We've got a live look at the spot that's been causing headaches for drivers this weekend. This is 59 South at Loop at 288. It's definitely a place to keep in mind for that morning rush tomorrow. The ramp from I-45 to 288 and 59 South is now closed permanently. Tomorrow will be the first rush hour with the new detours. As Stephanie Whitfield shows us, it's already been a rough ride for some drivers.
This was the ramp taking drivers from I-45 north to 69 and 288 south. Now, road work is well underway, and it's making some work commutes
Horrible, because I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go.
It's hard to ignore the construction from this gas station in Midtown. This ramp is being demolished, and a new one is being built further south.
It's affecting the business for sure.
This tow truck driver has watched others struggle with detour after detour.
But what I do, I just sit my GPS when I leave home and let the GPS do the work, because that thing there, that can get nasty there.
TxDOT recommends staying on 45 and looping around downtown to get to 69 and 288 now. The new ramp will open at the end of June.
Now you're telling me 6 months? No.
The transportation officials hope the new road plan reduces traffic and accidents. We just have to get through a few months of brake lights first.
It's just bad, but you know, it's for the best.
This ramp closure is already causing congestion on side streets, so all I can say is give yourself some extra time if this is part of your work commute. Near downtown Houston, Stephanie Whitfield, KHOU 11 News.
Yeah, give yourself some extra time tomorrow. We've got plenty of tools and traffic cameras so you don't waste your time in traffic. Find it on KHOU.com under the traffic tab. And speaking of cutting down on traffic, that's the goal of a meeting Metro is organizing tomorrow. They want your input on a $7.5 billion improvement plan to help get Houston from point A to point B. Today is Holocaust Remembrance Day, and a post from the Harris County Republican Party is drawing attention for connecting the Nazi Party with left-leaning politics. Here's a screenshot of the post from about 4 p.m. today. It says, "Leftism kills in memory of the 6 million Jews lost to Nazi hatred in the name of National Socialism. We will never forget." It was edited to remove the "leftism kills" remark, and then it was taken down entirely. We reached out to the Harris County Republican Party for a statement on this post. They say, quote, "It was taken down because we don't want to be a distraction on the day when the world remembers the Holocaust victims." Furloughed federal workers return to their jobs tomorrow for the first time in 35 days, but getting back to normal with the president threatening yet another shutdown could take a lot longer. Errol Barnett explains why at the White House.
He's willing to do whatever it takes to secure the border.
On Face the Nation this morning, acting White House Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney says President Trump is prepared to shut down the government again to get border security funding.
He doesn't want to shut the government down. Let's make that very clear. He doesn't want to declare a national emergency.
Democrats and Republicans now have until February 15th to agree on government funding and negotiate a bipartisan border security package.
I really feel that working with Democrats and Republicans, we can make a truly great and secure deal happen for everyone. Walls should not be controversial.
Today, moderate senators suggested what could be included in a bipartisan agreement.
It's going to be a combination of physical barriers, technology, more Border Patrol agents, more immigration judges, more sensors.
An immigration reform has to be part of it. Just putting money towards a structure is not going to do the job that needs to be done.
Maggie Ewell, who works at the USDA, was furloughed during the shutdown and returns to work tomorrow.
We're going to try to settle our bills.
She is one of 800,000 federal employees awaiting essential back pay and is fearful the worst is not over.
I am very nervous because if we shut down again in 3 weeks, we'll be right back where we started.
Now, Mick Mulvaney, who is acting Chief of Staff and Budget Director, says unpaid federal workers will receive their back pay either early or late next week, adding that he hopes everyone receives their money by Friday. Errol Barnett, CBS News, the White House.
Well, as you know, this was the longest shutdown in history. Financial rating agency Standard & Poor's says it cost the country at least $6 billion. That's more than the $5.7 billion the president wanted for the border wall. We'll stay on this story for as long as the shutdown debate continues. Look for updates here, online, and the KHOU app.